Got it. All right, we are live. It says we're live. Man, Chip Baker, we've done this so many times. I am super excited to honor you today on
Yeah.
your next level. The next level is your next book, The Impact of Influence. And man, overcoming adversity. Don't we all have it?
Oh my gosh, yes. It makes it so much better though. We just have to realize that.
It does. And once we share it, right? Once we share it from our heart, it really helps people become
Hmm.
better in their lives. I love what you do. You are all about heart, and our journey has been amazing. And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just excited to embrace you and embrace these authors for this next level. So tell us a little bit about this is book number 7 in this series.
So first off, I just want to say before we dive into that, I just want to say congratulations to you on your 2024 Woman Leader of the Year award.
Thank you.
Just showing you some love, you know, uh, golden heart, great effort. Man, just love what you do, love what you're about, love your heart. And so I'm truly grateful for you and the support that you've given me and us, with the Impact of Influence family over the years. And like you said two words in your intro. You said our journey. Yes, it's definitely hadn't been my journey. It's definitely been our journey, and I'm truly grateful for our journey because I think it's allowed us all to live, learn, and grow together, which has brought us to where we are today.
It is. And Chip, it's amazing. Anybody that knows you, from your thousands of YouTube followers to
Mhm.
every interview that you do in the Success Chronicles,
Yeah,
it is all about heart. Your question
yeah,
is, "Where's your heart at? Where's your heart
yeah,
at today?" And that resonates with my brand, what I believe, how to lift people and lift leaders. And thank you
hmm,
for that acknowledgement because yesterday was I was in awe. I was
yeah.
not expecting anything. I was just not expecting to win an award like that that meant so much to me. And yet, man, when it happened, I just bawled. I just was
Well,
beside
I understand that, but it don't surprise me. I mean, that's what you do.
It was amazing. So I'm so grateful, overwhelmed and grateful, and the
Yeah.
people that I get to serve every day. Just
Hmm.
I love with my whole heart. So I'm
Hmm.
happy to honor you today and all
Yeah.
these amazing people,
Yes.
and let's get started.
Let's bring them home.
All right, all right. Here you go, kids. You're going to be popping up here on the screen. So let's go. There's Jessica,
Hey, hey,
Leslie, and Tamika,
hey, hey,
and Coach Barnes, and Dr.
hey, hey.
Campbell.
Good morning.
Hey, I want to warn you right quick, Mel. I mean, and you know this, um, because our journey. Like I said, man, we got some good people on today.
We got some
Hey,
great people. I
hey,
see a couple people,
hey,
familiar
get
faces on
ready.
here.
Yeah, get ready, get ready.
Amazing. Well, Chip, I will let you kick this off about the
Yep.
impact of influence. For people that don't know this book series, talk to us a little bit about, your vision to continue to bring out these chapters, these versions, these books, these influencers. Where's your heart in this journey?
That's good. That's a good question. That's a good way to start, Mel. Um, just hearing you ask the question and reflecting on our journey. Man, I've been blessed and fortunate to be around some great people in my life, right? Some people that have poured into me, that have influenced me and caused me to be the person that I am today. And my goal is to always is to show appreciation and give back to those people. And that's what this is about for me. I've been blessed to come in contact with some amazing people with great hearts, to give great effort to take care of others and understand it is not about them,
Mhm.
right? It's about taking care of others. And that's what this is about. This is just me giving the opportunity have them highlighted. And I'm telling you, like when I gave you the warning about some great people, I mean that. Like we are connected to some great people that are doing great things. And so I'm just excited to highlight them, But in the volume 7, it's the impact of influence. Volume 7, overcoming adversity to make an influence.
Mm.
And so, we're sharing, some adversities that we've had to grow through in our life, and how we're, the blessings that we learn from the lessons, and then how we're using that to help others in our world. And so, you are part of that as well. You have been a part of several of the volumes, and I'm so excited for the other authors to get to know you because of your golden heart and the things that you will do to help them and support them. And so they don't even know yet, Mel, but they about to find out.
Well, that's what you
I'm
do,
so
Chip.
excited.
You bring community together, and that's what I think
Yeah.
that I've learned. Just the lessons, watching you as a mentor and a friend, bringing people together that like, hey, I may have been on a project with you, but I can count on you like family. Like it's all about, right? It's the depth of our relationships. And you say it all the time, your oh, I can't even think of it now. I just went blank. But your success is the speed of your relationships, right?
Yeah.
It is the depth and the speed of your relationships, because it's what you show up to do, to give people. And it's so important because it just happens. You just feel the love and the heart from everyone, Chip, that you are associated with. So I just have to give you another shout out, because I know we're all here. We've been brought together because of you. We love you. We want to celebrate you, and let's go. Let's like share these incredible people that are now family, that are starting this journey on a new page.
Well, let's do it. Well, first off, let's introduce Jessica J-Lo Perez. She's in Florida. J-Lo, take it away.
Woo, that was it. Okay, I get to go
Let's
first. That's because I'm wearing blue. Just kidding. Well, first of all, I gotta thank both of you. I'm gonna say y'all because I'm from Florida. I'm not as far south as Texas, but I am. You know.
Stop
so listen, I just want to say thank you. So Volume 7, I'm pretty excited to be a part of it. I was a part of the women's book. I'm gonna call it the women's book, Chip. I think I was Volume 3. It was all the ladies, and that's where I met Mel. And I got to tell you, what I'm excited about being here is because I think each one of us here definitely has a story, but I also know that every person who reads these books will generate their own stories too. It's like, it is to spark, it's to influence, it's to impact by things that we've lived, that maybe we can impact others in that space. So I'm just grateful to be here. My background, super big, just like you all. I mean, I say big because I'm 4'11", so I don't know. But yeah, Chip, you want me to tell you a little bit about myself? You want me to go right into, I'll just go.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you wrote about in the chapter, and then where they can find you. So that's kind of what we'll do.
Okay.
We'll tell about ourselves, what our chapter was about, and then how people can follow each of you.
Oh, look at that. You got a high Chip from Joe.
What's up, Joe?
All right. So real quick. I'm a teacher. I'm a coach. I'm a mentor, leader, connector, influencer. Those are things and words that just really kind of settle and sit with me. My background has been all of those things, but what I am today is grateful to be a co-author and a contributing author in this series. So yes, I was in Volume 3, but I was in a few other volumes, and 7 is my lucky number, Chip. I don't think you knew that. And so I think I saved the best for this book, right? I'm all about taking leaps. I'm all about ripping Band-Aids, and sometimes you got to ask for help. And in this chapter, it's a combination of all of that. So my chapter is called The Ceiling Ain't High Enough. It just isn't high enough. The ceiling isn't high enough. And like I said earlier, I am 4'11". So you would think, that girl ain't ever going to reach a ceiling. But you know what? I have. In multiple spaces, in work, in life, in relationships, in life. Tamika knows. She laughs because, we volleyball girls, right? I was not the center. Was not the center hitter, middle blocker. Nope. But anyway, it's a real, I guess it's a heartfelt kind of chapter for me, because I think a lot of folks have maybe felt that same thing, where you think you're doing all the right things and you, boom, when you hit the ceiling, you're not sure where to go. And so I've given some strategies. I've shared what I've had to go through and live through. And I'm excited for each of you all to be able to read that. And I'm excited to learn about your chapters too, because that is what this is about. We are here to not only impact, but to influence others in their direction. And that's why when I say coach, influencer, yeah, in a few areas. So what do I do today? I'm passionate about educating people on their health, their wellness, being a better person. I'm growing a global team, which is pretty exciting. So I've got a lot of cool things. I'm an entrepreneur at heart. At the end of the day, I just want you to know you can find me everywhere as Jessica J. Lowe, because I am the shortest Jessica you've ever met. So Jessica Lowe. There you go. On LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram, find me, drop your whatevers. I'd love to meet you. Thank you so much, Chip. And I'm going to pass it back to you because we got some awesome authors I know to hear from. So thanks, Chip, for the opportunity.
Awesome,
and Mel, too. Come on now.
Yeah, thank you. All right, our next author that we're going to highlight is Miss Leslie Davis, and she's from my hometown of Hearne, Texas. So truly excited for her and highlight her and the amazing work that she's doing. So Leslie, tell us a little bit about you, tell us about your chapter, and then share with us where they can follow A Reason to Dream in you.
Okay, good morning. Sorry about all this rotation. Can y'all see me okay?
Yeah.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Because I was sitting sideways for a moment, but I'm in the car, so I'm getting it together. But I hope each and every one of you is having a good morning so far. I'm super excited to be here. My name is Leslie Davis. Like Chip said, born and raised in Hearne. I am an entrepreneur thanks to him because I was featured in the volume 6 Impact of Influence. And ever since that door opened for me, I've kind of been getting some little speaking gigs and just really getting out there from, my growth and being in a book. I'm also a founder and CEO of a nonprofit youth organization called A Reason to Dream. Everything we do is free. Everything we do is educational. We do workshops, field trips, events, tutoring programs, you name it. Anything that we can do to help the kids in the community, that's what we do. A little bit about this chapter in the book. It's called Broken Pieces. And it was kind of challenging for me to write this particular chapter because I went into a more in-depth of my writing skills versus just telling what my story is. But in this chapter, I talked about how the broken pieces in our lives should not be thrown away and should not be disowned because those same broken pieces are the ones we need to keep close to our heart and help us grow and become who God wants us to be. You think of a masterpiece, and when a masterpiece is broken, you're like, I don't want that masterpiece anymore because the scars and the wounds and everything will show on it. But those scars make us who we are. So I hope that this chapter really helps people who are going through anything in their life, any type of pain and trauma, fear. Those are all broken pieces in human lives. So take those with you and grow from them and inspire the next person with your story. Okay, and you can find me on Facebook at Leslie Davis and A Reason to Dream. Our website is www.areasontodream.org. And I hope I covered everything within the last minute or two.
Let's go, Leslie. Let's go.
Awesome.
Yes. And another thing, I'm super excited to be a part of the Impact of Influence family. You all don't know how much you inspire and motivate me to be better.
Thank you. Yeah, so good. I think just hearing Leslie talk about, our journey, like I talked about, and just in talking with her, and I've said this to her several times too, there's no excuse for every one of our bucket list goals to not be achieved, right? Because we're connected to great people that we can just ask and say, hey, man, how'd you do that? Like, can you help me with this? And it's been a true testament to me in my life, the authors that I've worked with so far, we've all done work together. Several authors have done some other things together as well. And so, man, it's just a great opportunity to be a part of the Impact of Influence family. And just like you said, I'm truly grateful for that too. Like every day, like I'm looking like, wow, like Mel just won Woman of the Year. Like, come on, y'all. Crazy. It's awesome.
Yes.
All right, so our next author that we'll highlight is Dr. Alexis Campbell. All right, Doc, what you got?
Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm Dr. Alexis Campbell. Thank you for allowing me to participate. So excited about what is in store for us with this fabulous book. So this is my first time being a part of a book, so I'm extremely excited. I'm currently working on 2 other chapters with some of my professors. So hopefully those books will be published soon. I graduated in 2022 with a PhD from Texas State University. And ever since then, I've been looking for ways to share my story of the crisis that we all dealt with the COVID-19 pandemic. So my chapter focuses on my story of being a mother, wife, first year elementary principal, and second year doctoral student, all in the midst of a pandemic that no one had experienced before. So it was very interesting while writing this chapter. It brought back some memories. I think we all have a story to tell during that time period. But my whole goal, especially with my dissertation, is for other leaders to share their stories so that when we're faced with a crisis, we have strategies that we can use when we are dealing with the crisis. And so, for example, even in the midst of that pandemic, I'm pretty sure y'all remember, if you're in Texas, we had the Texas freeze happen, something that we had never, we didn't expect that to happen. We had the school shootings with Uvalde. So there's all types of crisis, whether it's related to severe weather, there's all different things that a leader can face. And so the purpose of my dissertation was to talk to those public school superintendents and just find out, what did they do? What strategies did they use when leading their district through crisis? And so with my chapter, this is my opportunity to tell my story of how I dealt with that and just the struggles that I had with trying to, because I'm a perfectionist, I'm just going to put it out there. I am very planned and structured, and everything that I thought I had planned for that end of school year from March to May, I just had to throw it out the window because everything was totally new for everyone. I'm in a great district. We worked well together. We collaborated. We made it through. We were successful. But within my own story, I struggled mentally, physically, with all those things that I faced and still trying to accomplish all at once. So once again, I'm excited to be here. I appreciate this opportunity. You can find me on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Alexis Sidney Campbell. I have my middle name in the midst, and I'm from a small country town called Van Vleck, Texas. So hopefully I can make everyone proud of all of the things that I'm trying to accomplish and trying to reach all of the goals that I've set for myself.
Awesome. Good stuff. Well, our next author that we're going to highlight is Coach Tamika Newman. Let's go.
All right. Good morning to everyone. I hope that covers all time zones. I know everybody's from different areas. Well, maybe just Jessica, right? My name is Tamika Newman, like Chip said, and I am an educator, and I've been an educator for about 16 years, as well as a coach. I'm from Houston, the north side of Houston, one of 5 children born to my mother, raised by my grandparents, was a sports fan very early on in life and used sports to get to college. And then after college, I got into education. I'm in Chip's 6th volume of The Impact of Influence. And that was my 3rd book project. Coincidentally, I saw a challenge on Instagram. This guy was saying he could help you write a book in 90 days. And I was a college volleyball coach at the time. I had gotten out of high school coaching for 10 years, just really frustrated. And the day I took a meeting with him was the day our university told us we wouldn't be returning from spring break, which ultimately we didn't return for several months because it was the start of the COVID-19. And so he's like, you can do this book in 90 days. I'm like, oh, I'm a single parent, and now she's going to be at home with me, and she's 4. I can't do this. But I shifted my mindset to who do I need to become to do this? And I started doing things like I wrote a checklist for like 450 days straight. I became more organized during COVID because this was something that I wanted to do. I didn't do it in 90 days and I was fine. I did it in about 120, but that was way better than the people that have been trying to write a book for 10 years, right? So I love this particular book project because I was stuck. I did not know what I wanted to write about. Number one, could have been an indicator of I've experienced tons of adversity. What do you highlight? But it turned out it wasn't that. My adversity and my story, and the way I could help people was something that was very obvious, just kind of stuck out, not to me, but to others. And it was single parenthood. Sometimes people, all the time, people remind me that I'm a single parent. They say, oh, if you can't come, before they even finish inviting me to the event, don't worry about it. I know you're a single parent. Or, a well-meaning co-worker, my roof caved in or my ceiling caved in. I'm so glad my husband was there. I can't imagine what you would do if your ceiling caved in. Obviously indicating that it's just me, obviously with no knowledge of my life actually. But sometimes it's to show empathy. Maybe sometimes it's a slight if we're in a competitive environment. Whatever the reason, it's not, I don't even internalize it. I don't even think about being a single parent because I have to wake up and do it every day and every minute and every second. But I realized I'd never talked about it. And if I'm about impacting others, certainly I can impact and influence other women, career women, in terms of being a single parent and still achieving all the goals that we set out for ourselves. So I talked about being a single parent in my chapter and some of the ways I've overcome that. And the first thing, and I'll just share this, is my mindset toward it. As you can see, I didn't even see it as adversity. And that is likely why I've been thriving in this role and doing stuff I couldn't have even imagined because of meeting people like Chip. And then the first book that I was brave and courageous enough to go ahead and write has opened so many doors for me. So I'm really excited for people to read this book, because people that know me very closely, because I never talk about it, I just do it. They would be surprised at some of the things that I encounter on this journey and how I overcome them. So I'm very excited and a little nervous about that. There's that competitive thing in me that's like, I'm revealing a very vulnerable part of myself, talking about single parenthood, because it's certainly had its highs, but it's definitely had its lows. So I'm excited about it. I can reach a whole new crowd because some of my entrepreneurial work is with female coaches, and I do some mindset training with athletes. But I've never gone this direction. So I'm excited to influence yet again more people by being open and honest about my journey and giving practical tools for someone that's going on a journey similar to this. So I love hearing everybody's story. I'm almost always brought to a little bit of tears when I hear about the work that people are doing, and just how incredible humans really are. Because if we watch social media, we know people, it seems like, are getting crappier and crappier in terms of integrity and some other things. But thank you to Chip. I'm always exposed to really incredible humans. So thank you for that. And thank you so much for having us on your show, Mel, and congratulations on your award.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Man, this is amazing. I see lots of synergy already. Let's go.
Let's go. Good stuff, Coach Tamika. Well, our next author that we'll highlight is Coach Brian Barnes. On you, Coach.
Appreciate it, Chip. And to everybody, congratulations for being a part of this. I'm really grateful, humbled, and blessed to meet all of you and to be here talking to you. Mel, congratulations to you as well, and all the other women who are authoring this. I have 3 teenage daughters, and to see women do great things and inspire others is is awesome, as a parent. So kudos to you and thank you so much for what you do from that regard. Yeah. So my chapter title is called From Wavering to Resilient. I was talk about a situation in my life. It was a couple of years after I got out of high school where I barely graduated high school and really didn't have a lot of direction and wasn't sure what I was doing with my life. And then I unfortunately lost a parent to a battle with cancer. And so it was kind of sudden. And so I talk about, a little bit of the ramifications of that and how it impacted my life and the life of those around me and ultimately how it's led me on the journey to where I am today. And so, at the core, every human being is going through something. And we all find out, though, that we have the ability and the power to get through it and get through it every time. And it makes us stronger. And it definitely takes a lot of courage, the ability to not feel sorry for ourselves and recognize that, we are strong and we can get through it, resiliency, and recognize that it might take some time to get through those adverse situations, but also tell yourself that it's never over and to keep fighting until you get to that point. And, ultimately we can find good in every difficult situation that we go through. We find out a lot about ourselves. We find out that we're stronger than we realize. We find out that we can use our difficulties to help inspire others and help get through it. And then the other part, I think, is that, we find out that maybe it's time for us to make a change with what we're doing and take that leap of faith and be okay with making that change. And so I'm excited for people to read it. I'm excited for people to hopefully take some positivity from it and, looking forward to how this all turns out. I think about, where I've come from now, back then to now. I'm 45 years old. I have 3 teenage daughters. I'm blessed. I have a fantastic wife and family. I'm a coach. I'm an educator. I've won Coach of the Year awards and championships and stuff like that, but that's not what I'm most proud of. I'm really proud of just the impact I've had on others and kids and the relationships I've built and the people that I'm surrounded with. And now the next step of this journey, I'm really looking forward to. And so ways you can contact me, you can find me on all the social media platforms, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter at BeARock LLC. And then I do have an email, bearock2020@gmail.com. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Wow. Wow.
Awesome.
That's so cool. Keep going, Brian. I feel you. When did your parent pass away?
So it was November of 1998, and it was a month after my 20th birthday. And so that honestly, I do talk about this a little bit in my chapter. I don't want to give it away completely, but that really his passing wasn't the most difficult part because, as a person of faith, I recognize the circle of life, again, Lion King, great movie, right? And understand that there's another part to, afterlife. And so that wasn't the hard part. The difficult part was knowing he really wanted to have a longer life and do so many other things with my mom and those around me. My younger sister, he didn't get a chance to go to her graduation, for example. He didn't get a chance to walk her down the aisle. And so those things, knowing that was the challenging part for everybody, but myself included. And so I highlight some of those stories, but again, recognize that the best is yet to come. Ultimately, you get through it and you find a way to inspire others and, recognize that we're all going to be together again one day and, just live life to the fullest until then.
Wow. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
This is an amazing group of people, Chip.
I warned them. We got on. I warned them, man. I warned them.
Woo! Big hearts. Big hearts. Amazing. Thank you for all you guys do. This is incredible to hear your stories and your journeys. And I cannot wait for people to be able to really connect deeper. And what happens next is, man, this power of community, right? It's like, hey, I know this person and this kind of project's happening, and hey, I need to pull you in over here. And that's what starts to evolve.
Yeah.
And so much that being in this volume 7, like, is crazy, right? It's crazy to think that you have so much impact of all these family members that have been authors, and they get it too. They feel the heart. They've had the momentum. So watch out, because they'll be pulling you in.
Yes. Mel, I was looking through some stuff the other day, like they do the Throwback Thursday, right? Like social media stuff. And I was just looking back through some stuff, and I was looking back at some of the indie trips that I've had. So those you gotta don't know, Mel is in Indianapolis. And so like right before COVID hit, she had invited me out to speak at one of her leadership conferences.
2 weeks.
And
2 weeks
yeah,
before.
yeah, 2 weeks before the official, like everything shut down. And it was the weekend of the combine. Right. And so I was out there speaking. I was just looking at some of those pictures. Then the other couple of times that I've been out there, we've done book tours and events out there. And man, it just reminded me of the journey of how cool it is. Like I'm a guy from Hearne, Texas, man. I grew up in a little small town in Hearne, Texas. And I'm traveling to Indianapolis, Indiana, like a few times. Like not just once, but a few times. And so,
So cool.
man, it's just awesome, just the journey to be able to do that and to be exposed to those kind of things and those kind of people, which allows for growth in our life.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's just amazing. But you know that it's purposeful. That's, that God's hand has touched everything that you do that you're connected to, because you don't know what is going to happen next. But what you do know is that it's powerful. And the people that you bring into circles, Chip, they just feel it with their whole heart. It is no agenda. It's what can we do to serve? And what happens next is incredible. It's magic. So I call you the magic man behind stage.
I love it.
It's fun.
Let's go.
So,
Let's go.
Yes. But I wrote a little bit about perseverance provides pathways. I lost a father when I was 5. And so my journey is a little bit different than yours, Brian. But what I talk about in this is the things that have happened. I'm not an educator. Every test I've ever taken has said you should be a teacher. And what I knew was teaching is you're restricted. You're in a classroom. Like you have to do it a certain way. You can't be creative. And but God showed me something different this last year. My cousin became a principal at a high school, and she pushed for a program for youth leadership and development because she was not a great student, and she has persevered now and got kicked out of school. But she went back to school. She finished. She's now the principal at a school where my husband's parents met in study hall. So in 1937, right? So a few years ago. But what she was able to do with this vision is to create a grant program funded through the Indiana Education Foundation. And so we have been providing leadership development for youth for the last school year every day, right? She came to me and said, well, you're everyday leaders. Like, you can make this happen. But I'm white. I'm a white girl. This is an inner city community, and they have issues that I have not experienced. I don't carry with me. I've had some losses, but it is not the same, right? You can have sympathy, but you don't know how to have empathy until you have the right people in the room. And I know that from my leadership training in my life, and I appreciate that. And what happened next was I just started communicating. This is a grant. This is happening. I want to serve. I can't do this by myself. People from everywhere in our community have shown up. Tamisha Allen from The Impact of Influence, Volume 3. She shows up on my doorstep. Mel, this is blessing me. This is exactly what I'm looking for. She's been on this journey with me all year. And we have created scholarships. I opened my nonprofit, Making Everyday Leaders Incorporated. So that's Mel, right? It's Mel. But now we are impacting programs. I have a nonprofit partner. So if you guys have nonprofits, a company called Because One establishes donors with nonprofits. So they encourage the giving when people see what you need. So I've put canvases and equine therapy and DISC assessment and John Maxwell leadership books. And so people get on that site now from the Because One site with Making Everyday Leaders. They can clearly see what we need. And so through that, people get excited. They donate a book, they donate a class, they donate a program. And then what it does on their platform is it inspires other people to give to other causes that they're connected to, right? It's that paying it forward. And it's been amazing of the things that I've become associated with now just by saying, I will figure it out because I know God's all in this. He's got this. We're going to develop youth and give them impact and give them investment of time and give them leadership capacity and help them to become better people in the world. And so that's been my heart. We have amazing facilitators. One of my girls, Ebony, just became certified with John Maxwell this week at the conference. And so, you show up, right? You show up, as Jen Garrett says, show up, suit up, and move the ball. That's what we've been doing all year. And so I wrote a little bit about that because I think, if you have an idea, but if someone else sees it in you to be able to accomplish a goal that they need, they bring you in, and those circles become so powerful. And now, Indianapolis Public Schools is wanting to really take this to the school system, right? So how do we replicate this? And so it's a start of a great thing. We have funding for next year already, and we are excited to pour into these young women. And we're creating 2 scholarships, one for entrepreneurship and one for community service, Joe's mom and dad, entrepreneur and community advocacy. And so we're excited to give 2 $500 scholarships to the graduation ceremony. And we're going through that application process for them. So big things, right? I never thought last June that any of this would be on my plate. And yet when it showed up, I'm like, I got to serve. I just got to show up and serve. So keep moving forward, y'all. That's what I'm going to say, J-Lo. Let's go, y'all. We can do this. Our community needs us. There are people that are watching us and they're waiting. They're waiting for us to ask, can you help me? Can you be a part of this? And they step forward and incredible things start to change. So Chip, I owe you a lot and I love you. And it's exciting to see where growth happens next. Right?
Yeah, it is super exciting, and as you explained all that, Woman of the Year. I mean,
Man, that was a shock. I was bawling. Like I had no idea. Even to be a finalist in the community of amazing leaders and companies that are, powerful, lots of money, lots of power, and to be celebrated and honored in that way was just so humbling. So humbling.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Whew. Okay, I don't want to cry anymore.
We're going to celebrate. We're going to have a party. How about that?
Yes. So, but thank you for doing this, Chip, and allowing me to honor all of you today and just set this up and push this out on my platform. This will be on YouTube and Facebook and my 50 and 50 Leaders page, and then we'll be sharing it everywhere. But I really want to honor you all for stepping forward. Sometimes it takes a lot of courage, right? To write words on a page that you think, will this help? But my mentor, John Maxwell, always says, you will reach people that you will never be able to meet if you share your story. And so it's amazing. And thanks for the platform, Chip.
No, thank you for always saying yes, Mel. Thank you for the support. As you said that, I was reminded about along that time when we did the book tour. We did in Indy, we did Tampa, we did North Carolina with one of the authors, and there was a lady that came up to me, and she didn't have a book in her hand, but she was quoting something that I wrote in the book. Right? I'm in North Carolina. I had never met this lady before in my life, and she was saying how like that touched her and it really helped her get through a tough situation in her life. And I was like, man, this is crazy, right? Like, I was like, man, this is crazy. I never met this lady. She's walking up to me and she's saying it to me. At first I was like, man, that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. But it did something to me because it showed me, just like you said, we never know the influence that we make. So it's important to just keep pushing, keep doing the best we can each moment of each day, because it's tough. Life is hard, right? But it's important for us to keep pushing because it makes a difference.
Mhm.
Y'all, Jessica, it makes a difference. Jessica messed with me with my Texas drawl. I say y'all. That's what she was talking about earlier. Y'all. But it makes a difference, y'all. And so we have to continue pushing, have to continue doing those things. And again, thank you to the authors. Thank you, Mel, for allowing us to be on your platform.
Yeah.
Truly grateful. We appreciate you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's go. Let's go. We should do it, right?
Oh, for sure. We got to do it. Go get it.
Come on, y'all ready?
We'll count it down 1, 2, 3, and then we'll get a good go get it. Y'all
That's
good with that?
That's
All
right.
right, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Go
get
it.
All
Let's do it,
right.
Chip. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you guys.
Yes, thank you all.
Thank you. See you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.